a pretty tough month. You expect them to come out firing this week?
Well, I think if you look through their year, every week's been a tough week for them, and I've certainly got. I don't envy the position they're in terms of the scrutiny they're under, but I think their club has been galvanised to a certain degree. And look back to the game they played against Fremantle over in Perth. In the week at the time was probably the biggest week for Essendon, and their performance in that game in the second half was simply outstanding. So they're clearly playing for their coach, they're playing for their club, and it's been a tough week for them. But history says that's when they're most dangerous. So we're expecting their best.
Is it difficult to prepare for them? Obviously, the form that they showed at the start of the season to sort of what we've seen in the last month.
No, it isn't, because we just simply look at their best. I think that the results sometimes are a bit misleading. I thought Essendon's games against Collingwood and Hawthorn, they started well. Their intensity was good. I think from my perspective, they played very good sides. Essendon still are the quickest play-on team in the competition. Even in the last month, I think their uncontested marking, their run, their ability to get the ball into their attacking 50 is better than most. So that's what we'll be expecting on Saturday.
And from what the performance last week, what kind of things have you identified that need to be improved upon?
Oh, look, we were sluggish at the start. I mean, we got off to a poor start. We won enough of the ball. We came in a quarter time having won more of the clearances and contested ball, but we didn't capitalise on that. So that was disappointing. But to be honest, that's a bit unusual of our season this year. We've usually started well, and we've usually capitalised once we've won enough of the footy. So our response I was really pleased with, but again, it wasn't enough to get the job done. So that's pretty much a measure of where we're at the moment. We're doing a lot of things well, but not everything well enough.
And the calibre of teams that you're coming up in these last few rounds, pretty, totally up there. What do you expect out of your side against them?
Yeah, I expect another good measure of where we're at and the things we've been working on throughout the year and the progress we've made. I expect a great test of that. So I think, we've played Collingwood and Hawthorn earlier in the year, and we felt we were in winning positions in both of those games, and we're looking forward to the game against Essendon, who are a quality side as well. So it's another good measure for us to gauge the progress we've made.
Jack Zeeble, will he do any more fitness testing with his ankle? Are you confident he's right?
No, he'll have to do some more fitness testing, and we'll stage that over the next 24 hours, right up until game time, because he's a really important player for us, and he's critical to the way we want to play this weekend. But he's also, such an important player that we won't take any risks if there's any risk of long-term damage there. So we're going to give him right up until game time. So he's obviously named. We'll name him in the side and then make a decision as late as we can.
With what's going on with Essendon, do you actually sort of talk about that with your playing group, or do you just address it as though it's just another football team?
I think it's really important, because I think that the outside world, and you can't pick up a paper or turn on the TV at the moment without hearing something about it, and we've had to keep our football club focused on what's important, which is what happens out on the ground, and we've, as a coaching staff, we've focused on Essendon and the way they play and what their strengths are and how we're going to play against that. So we've completely blocked that out to the extent that you can, and focused on what they're good at, because I still think that at their best they're a devastating football team. They get the ball in really dangerous positions and they move it forward with great efficiency. So regardless of what's happened to them off the field, if they play that way on the weekend and we're not on our game and able to counter that, they're going to tear us apart. So, we're looking forward to Essendon's absolute best tomorrow.